Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Meadsy69 and welcome back to day 4 of our highest DPM week. We are up to tier 7. So, the highest DPM tank in tier 7. In fact, you could say there's 2, but we're going to go for 1 because the second one you have to change the guns and it doesn't really go with the tank that is known for. So, the tank is the ISU 122S, and the corresponding tank to this is the SU 152 with the 122mm instead of the 152, which no one really plays because everyone likes the dirt guns. Which makes this tank the highest DPM in tier 7. Going forward, you're going to see a lot of high DPMs. Like most of the high DPM tanks are in fact TDs. This is what I was originally going to do a top 5 highest DPM video, but all 5 I think were like TDs, or 4 of them at least. So I thought I would just do it this way, seeing as I'm now away on my holidays in Cuba. So by the time this reaches, I'm probably halfway through the first week. So the ISU 122S, I don't like the tank. I used to like the tank when it first come, but now I just think this tank is useless. Yes, it has the highest DPM, but that is all it has got. It's got no armor. It doesn't have much speed. I mean, the penetration is useless. The aim time isn't so great. The accuracy isn't so great. So really, all it has got is the DPM. And that is it. If you get spotted, you can get wrecked, just like we are now. We've lost almost all of our hit points. We are pretty much a 1-shot to any heavies. The Carnarvon, probably a 2-shot. So, to play the tank, it's more of a patient game with this tank. It's more of a sit at the back kind of game and try and farm some damage. Which, the next battle, we're going to watch Fizzy, one of my mates, Fizzy, good mates, and he's going to pretty much, it's going to be almost 7-minute battle, and he's going to be really, really patient. But he has to be patient because at the beginning of the battle, he gets absolutely wrecked. So we're now at that stage where we are on 17 HP. Yes, there's only 3 tanks left alive. No one is looking at me, so we can try and farm some damage, especially from this Baltic we are loading HE with. We're going to get one more shot in on him, leaving him on 16 HP, and then he is going to get taken out. So that's pretty much all we're going to do this battle. Not a lot, 2.7k damage, but I just wanted to show you, like, as soon as you get spotted, you can absolutely get wrecked. So, Fizzy now, it's a tier 6 game. Now, it's a lot better, the tank is a lot better in a tier 6, much better, because tier 8 you have shed tons of heavily armored tanks, and the penetration with this, I think it's 175. It's not the greatest penetrations. So 7.2 seconds for a 400 or so alpha shot, it's not bad. That is really good, but you need to try and get those shots in, and with the accuracy on this thing, the aim time and all that put together, you're not going to be hitting 3,300 DPM. That's for sure. That's definitely for sure. Now, this battle, Fizzy goes left with his team, and straight away there is a Gravedigger. Now, the Gravedigger is quite heavily armoured frontally, especially at angles, so he's going to be difficult to pen anyway. Now, Fizzy is going to get a cracking shot on his hatch, but you can see there's no gun depression as well, so it's definitely a sit at the back kind of tank, and try and farm some damage, and then maybe towards the end of the game, once the enemy are down on hit points, then you can start hit point trading, because your DPM is going to beat their DPM, but they're not going to bounce you. I mean, this Gravedigger has ship DPM as well, with its autoloader, so you can get the odd bounce from these kind of guns, but the only other time people are going to bounce, or you're going to bounce people, is if they hit around your gun area. But even that, it's not it's not that strong. So nice shot there on the Gravedigger. Now the Gravedigger is looking at someone else, which allows Fizzy to go forward, leaves him on 8 HP. He has 3 tanks down on his team now. His reload is going to beat him, so he's going to load up the HE and he's just going to clear the Gravedigger. So it's now 4 on 4. At the moment, it's looking good. It's going to change very quickly because he is still spotted, and there is an SU-152 who takes almost all of his hit points, now leaving him on a 1 shot. So it went from being quite comfortable. Now that shot don't happen every day on that Firefly, and don't expect it to happen every day. That was probably once every 10 battles you're going to have a shot like that. So now there's not much he can do. There is not much he can do. He has to now be patient, wait. There's a full hit point SU-152, there's a full hit point KV-3, and there's a full hit point ARL. So 2 of those tanks can one-shot him. The ARL, if you can shoot him, it will probably leave him on 50 to 100 damage. But for sure, that SU-152 can just splash him with HE to clear him. But Fizzy, I believe that shot hits, but he is spotted. He gets away from that shot for the KV-3, luckily, just by the skin of his teeth. And now it's very team dependent, this tank. So if you've got no one up there spotting for you, then this tank is useless. You can't do nothing. Now, we know that there is 3 tanks there. We know that the KV-3 there. We now know that there is an ARL there. And we know that the SU-152 is there. So Fizzy's trying to get up on this ridge, and you can see there is no way that he is getting his gun down. So now he has to move and come in from a different direction. Now he's got to pray that the SU-152 is no longer there, and he's going to pray that the ARL is now on his own. So he needs to get, if he can get the shot off on the ARL before the ARL can get a shot on him, he can pretty much reload before him, and he should be able to take him out in 2 shots. So he's now going to try and blind shot. Did it hit? He was on 700 or so HP. The SP1C is now going to, well, I believe he was going to rush in. No, Fizzy did not hit. So just look how red that bottom plate is. That bottom plate on that ARL, that's a tier 6 tank. Fair enough, it is heavily armoured. Yes, but for a tier 7 TD, you should be able to pen that quite comfortably. So the ARL now shoots Fizzy. So Fizzy is now down to 12 HP. He is a HE shot now from any of these last remaining 2 tanks. But nobody wants to push. Nobody wants to push. Fizzy can't push because he just hasn't got the hit points. So the only thing that he can do is wait. And we all know how boring it can get, just waiting for your team, hoping that they are going to do something, but they never do. I mean, the KV-3 sitting there in front of him. The SP1C is to his left, but not really doing anything. And you're going to see the KV-2 on his team is just sitting right at the back. So nobody is moving. And fair enough, they are pretty much all one-shots. I think the KV-2's got the most hit points, so he could go in. But the enemy have got the SU-152, so the SU-152 can pretty much one-shot any of these tanks. So they just have to wait. Fizzy just has to wait. They start capping. So Fizzy now knows that there is at least one of the tanks on the cap. And finally, they are both spotted. So he knows where they are. And now he's going to come in from a different direction to see if he can get the shots in on the cap area. So we are hoping that the SP1C can take the attention of these 2 tanks, which is what he does. He takes the attention. The KV-3 shoots the KV-3 on his team, so Fizzy does manage to get that shot off, and I thought he was going to be spotted there, but he's not. So now he has another shot on the KV-3, which somehow doesn't penetrate, which is a shame because that could put him down to a 1-shot, and now he has to shoot him yet again, so he's got to waste a little bit more time. He does manage to get that shot, so the KV-3 is now down to a 1-shot. He's still not spotted. He's going to load the APCR just to guarantee the pen, but it didn't matter. The KV-2 finally does something and takes him out. Now, I like what he does here. The SU-152 takes out the SP1C, and he starts moving. So Fizzy gets that shot off, which is a vital shot. That was such an important shot with 30 seconds left to go, and that means he is a 1-shot. So Fizzy can now rush in. There is a KV-3 to his left, so If they push together, then for sure this SU-152 can't do anything. But they need to be quick. Fizzy's just spotted that the SU-152 is looking this way, so now he just can't come out. He's going to come out at an angle to see if he can use this KV-3 as protection, and he does manage to get that shot off. So that is the ISU-122S, the highest DPM tank in Tier 7. Come back tomorrow for the Tier 8. So I'm Meadsy69, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you soon. Bye-bye.